Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and we're going to unbox the brand new 2015 MacBook. This is the brand new super thin MacBook, and let me take off the wrapper here. As you can see, it's the Retina display 12-inch notebook. It has the 1.1 gigahertz dual-core M with 4 megabyte L3 cache. It turbo boosts up to 2.4 gigahertz, and it's got the 2304 by 1440 Retina display. This is the 256 gigabyte model with 8 gigabytes of RAM, Intel Graphics 5300 with USB-C port. Let's go ahead and open it up. This is actually the space gray model. Let's open it up here. It's opening slowly, like most Apple products. There we go. Like I said, this is the space gray model. This is super small and super light. We'll set this aside for just a moment. And inside the package, we've got our design by Apple in California. Here is the MacBook literature, MacBook info, and space gray stickers. Something very cool I actually haven't seen in other videos, so that's really neat. Let's set those aside. Here we have our USB Type-C connector. Let's see if we can slide this out here. So no extra power plug, but we have a USB Type-C. You can see on either end, exactly the same. And then we have our wall adapter. And we can pop this out. Now, if you have a MacBook sitting around with the extra adapter, you could use this probably. But we've got the power plug and USB-C on the back. So this just plugs in like that. Let's move on to the MacBook itself. And this looks really nice in space gray. There we go. You can see this is the USB-C. On the side here, we have our USB-C port and nothing else along the edge. On the back, this is the first all-metal MacBook. This used to be plastic on all the others, but this has no fan in this particular model. On this side, we have our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It's also an audio in and out, so at the same time, it looks like we've got some microphones here, and that's about it. Now, if you haven't noticed, this is no longer backlit. It's shiny, just like the iPad and the new iPhones. So open it up here. And this features the new shallow type keyboard, which the keys are a little bit bigger, but they're smaller movement up and down, and they're more stable. And then we have the new trackpad. It doesn't push in. Well, it's got a little bit of flex to it, but there is no click anymore. That's all done with a little bit of a magnetic force touch mechanism. So you can see they've extended the escape key. It looks like they ran out of room there. We've got our F keys, but we also have our brightness. We've got our different functions here as well. Brightness for the keyboard, our play keys, and different volume keys and power button. Now in this video, I didn't plan to turn this on, so what I wanted to do is show you the last time they actually modified the MacBook from the original MacBook, and this actually has a carbon fiber skin on it, but this is a 13-inch MacBook from years ago. This is the one that's actually when they changed to the first unibody construction, and I'll show you that on the bottom. It's quite scraped up actually. You can see here, but this one has the little flap that opens where you can access your battery, and this is actually a solid state drive. I actually put this in another video, and this one's been fully upgraded. No more upgrading of the new MacBook, and you can see the different color contrast here. I'm not going to clank these into each other, but you can see the color contrast. This was probably what they would consider silver now. This is space gray, and you can see the size difference between a 13-inch and the new 12-inch. Let's take a look at the thickness. The new MacBook only has one port, as you can see, but here's the old one with all the old MagSafe adapters and the Ethernet port, which is nice to have all of that, but look how much thinner this new MacBook is. It's pretty crazy. And that's including the feet on it. It's only 2 pounds. The old MacBook is much heavier. You'll need a dongle that plugs into here that has all the different adapters if you want any of the adapters, obviously. Like I mentioned before, here's the plastic back where the fans are and it vents out. No vents on this one. The days of the internal CD, DVD drive are long gone pretty much. No drive here. It's not thick enough for that, but we have a drive in this MacBook. as you can see here how much thinner it is. As I mentioned before, this has a carbon fiber skin on it. I did a review years ago and it's held up well, but it's still here. You can see the keys are much higher raised. They're a little bit smaller. You've got bigger keys here, but a little shallower press, and we have a further press on this keyboard. So they've changed this from what they call the scissor mechanism to a new butterfly mechanism. As for the trackpads, you can see here, this trackpad's a pretty good size, but this is the click trackpad, and this is when they first switched over to a glass trackpad. This is the glass Force Touch trackpad. So really nice, and the keyboard maintains its full size, but you've got a full-size trackpad other than the width of it here is a little bit shallower. It's basically the same size. You can see the actual display size difference. It's actually not too much smaller than the 13-inch. It's just in a much more compact package. That's a quick look at the new MacBook. I thought I'd just show you that compared to one of the older MacBooks as well. These were about the same price as that older MacBook at the same time of release. You do get that extra inch of screen, and you also do get upgradability and a bunch of extra ports, but that comes at the expense of weight and size. So I'd be curious to know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the new MacBook. Maybe you'll wait till it comes down in price in a few generations, but let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.